New costume Jigglypuff and a whole host of rare costume shinies are available during the New Year's 2024 event in Pokemon Go. And in this video, I will be going through all of the event details, event tips, Pokemon worth catching, raids worth raiding, and more. The event begins on January 1st at 10 AM until January 3rd at 8 PM. Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff wearing ribbons will be making their Pokemon Go debut. The bonuses for the event will be half egg hatch distance for eggs placed into incubators during the event. And you'll get quarter hatch distance for the first 3 eggs hatched using the Pokemon Go egg hatching widget. I will explain how to get the egg hatching widget later on in the video if you haven't got it yet. The wild encounters for the event will be Jigglypuff wearing a ribbon, Hoot wearing a New Year's outfit, Darumaka and rare spawn Bronzor. In 7km eggs will be Party Hat Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Togepi, Tyrogue, Smoochum, Elekid, Magby, Azurill, and Wynaut. In field research encounters will be Darumaka and rarely Bronzor. So for the raids, in 1-star raids will be New Year's Hoot and Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and Wurmple all wearing party hats. In 3-star raids will be Raticate, Nidorino, Gengar, and Wobbuffet all wearing party hats as well. And in 5-star raids will be Buzzwole if you're in the Americas or in Greenland, Xurkitree if you're in the Asia Pacific region, or Pheromosa if you're in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, or India. And in Mega Raids will be Mega Ampharos. So there will be a new Darumaka hat avatar item and event bundles in the in-game shop. There'll also be a $1 paid research available rewarding Stardust, XP, and Pokecoins, and encounters with Jigglypuff wearing a ribbon, New Year's Hoot and Party Hat Wurmple. And lastly, there will be festive fireworks going off in-game throughout the event, so keep an eye out for that. So that's it for the details for the event. Let's take a look at some tips to help you make the most of it. So you need 35 platinum medals in Pokemon Go to reach level 49, and this event will be a good chance to work on your platinum breeder medal with the half hatch distance. You could also use super incubators to hatch them even quicker if you wanted to. You do also get a quarter hatch distance if you use the egg hatching widget for the first 3 eggs you hatch using that. But how do you get the egg hatching widget? So for iOS, to get the egg hatching widget, you need to long press on an empty part of the home screen until your apps start moving, then press the plus button at the top left of the screen. Search Pokemon Go and then add the egg hatching widget. You can also add a widget to keep an eye on your buddy as well, so you can add that at the same time if you want to. So for the Android users, you want to long press on the empty part of the home screen, select widgets, scroll to Pokemon Go, scroll to the Pokemon Go egg hatching widget, and then place it where you want to. So when it comes to XP for the event, there isn't any specific bonuses. However, during the New Year's event on Tuesday the 2nd of January at 6 PM, there will be a spotlight hour featuring cast form, and the bonus for that spotlight hour will be 2 times catch XP. So if you are looking to get XP, it would be worth using lucky eggs, trying to get as many excellent throws as you can, and quick catching to get maximum XP during this hour. And if you aren't interested in catching cast form, then you could use a Meltan box or a Gimmighoul coin bag during this time to catch Meltan or Gimmighoul instead of cast form. You will still get the bonuses. When it comes to maximizing candy for the event, both Jigglypuff and Hoot, which are 2 of the 3 common wild encounters for the event, share a normal typing, so I would recommend mega evolving a normal type to increase the amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP you get per normal type catch. For these bonuses, you could mega evolve Pidgeot, Kangaskhan, or Lopunny. You will get extra candy, a higher chance for Candy XL, and more XP if you mega evolve a Pokemon that is the max mega level. So I recommend doing this to get as much bonuses as possible. So there is a $1 paid research that you can get for the event, but is it worth buying? With the fact that none of the encounters are meta relevant and 2 of them can be found in the wild, and they haven't given any info on the amount of Stardust, XP, and Pokecoins you will receive, I wouldn't recommend purchasing this ticket. It is a timed research, so you also only have 3 days of the event to complete it, so if you are going to purchase it, make sure you have time during those 3 days to complete it. So let's take a look at which Pokemon are worth catching during the event. So for both the new Ribbon Jigglypuff and the New Year's Hoot, they are only really worth hunting if you're after the Shinies, because they don't really have any meta relevance. But as with most of the costume Pokemon, they are only available rarely, and it is hard to say if or when they will return. So it's worth trying to get these Shinies because they will probably become pretty rare in the future. So Darumaka will be spawning, and it is worth picking up because Darmanitan, its evolved form, is a decent budget fire type raid attacker, and it'll be even better when its Zen mode is released in the future. So Bronzor will be the rare wild spawn for the event, and it is worth picking up for the Little Cup if you do play that. It is one of the strongest Pokemon in the Little Cup, and you should aim for PvP IVs of 0, 14, 15. So for the Pokemon from the 7km event eggs, Pichu wearing a party hat will be a possible hatch, and it is quite a rare shiny, so it could be worth hatching for that if you are a shiny hunter. Cleffa will be in the egg pool, and Clefable is a decent Pokemon in the Ultra League, being ranked 62. Togepi will be available, and Togekiss is also worth getting because it is a top fairy type raid attacker, and it is ranked 81 in the Master League as well. So Tyrogue will also be be a possible hatch from these eggs, and Hitmontop is currently ranked 44 in the Great League and 45 in the Ultra League. But remember, to evolve Tyrogue into Hitmontop, Tyrogue's HP stat has to be higher than its attack and defense stat. Elekid will be in the egg pool as well, and Electivire is a decent electric type raid attacker, and it's even better in its shadow form, so it might be worth hatching some of these eggs to get some candy to power up a shadow Electivire if you've got one. Azumarill will also be available, and Azumarill is a strong Pokemon in the Great League, being ranked 14, so definitely a good one to go after there. Likewise, Wynaut will be in these eggs, and Wobbuffet is decent in the Great League as well, being ranked 49. So overall, there are some pretty decent Pokemon in these eggs, so I would recommend hatching them if you can. So when it comes to the raids for the event, which raids are actually worth your raid passes? So starting with the 1-star raids, Party Hat Bulbasaur will be available, and as it has a Party Hat, the shiny version is pretty rare, so it might be worth doing for that. But also, Venusaur does have meta relevance in the game. It is ranked 70 in the Great League and 52 in the Ultra League, and as a Mega, it is the 3rd best grass type raid attacker. Likewise, it might be worth raiding Party Hat Squirtle, because Mega Blastoise is the 3rd best water type raid attacker, and Blastoise itself is ranked 63 in the Ultra League. Charmander is another good option that is in 1-star raids, because Charizard is ranked 28 in the Ultra League, and Mega Charizard Y is the best fire type raid attacker overall. It has a slightly lower DPS than Mega Blaziken, but higher TDO, making it overall the best. It is worth noting that with Venusaur, Blastoise and Charizard, they do want their Community Day moves, Frenzy Plant, Hydro Cannon and Blast Burn respectively, to be at their best, and they do require elite TMs to get outside of specific events. I would recommend using an elite TM on Charizard as a higher priority, because it does have the most meta relevance out of the 3. For the New Year's Hoothoot that is available in 1-star raids, I wouldn't recommend raiding it because it is available in the wild throughout the event. Party Hat Wurmple could be worth going after if you're a shiny hunter, but it doesn't have any meta relevance. So moving on to the 3-star raids, Party Hat Gengar is worth raiding because Mega Gengar is the best ghost type raid attacker, and it is the best poison type raid attacker with Sludge Bomb. Gengar is also ranked 74 in the Ultra League, so Wobbuffet will be available in 3-star raids as well, and as I said before, it is decent in the Great League, and with the fact it does need its Hundo IVs to be at its best, it's a lot more likely that you will get Hundo IVs or close to that because raids have a 10-10-10 IV floor. So if you are looking for a PvP Wobbuffet for Great League, then raids might be the best way to get those IVs. So Gengar and Wobbuffet are the two that I would put at the top of the list from the 3-star raids to go after, with Gengar being the higher priority. For Raticate and Nidorino, they don't have any meta relevance, but again, they are pretty rare shinies with the Party Hat, so it could be worth going after if you are a shiny hunter. So depending on your region, you will have access to Buzzwole, Xurkitree or Pheromosa, but you could also remote raid the ones that aren't in your region if you wanted to. Buzzwole is a decent Pokemon in Go Battle League, and it is currently ranked 108 in the Great League, 41 in the Ultra League, and 26 in the Master League. Xurkitree is currently the 2nd best electric type raid attacker and the best non-shadow electric type raid attacker overall. Pheromosa is currently the best non-mega bug type raid attacker, and in terms of DPS, it is the best bug type raid attacker. So out of these 3 Ultra Beasts that are available across the world, I would recommend focusing on Buzzwole if you play PvP, and recommend Xurkitree for raid attacking, mainly because electric is a more meta relevant type than bug, so this is not to say that Pheromosa isn't worth raiding, because it is a decent bug type raid attacker with very high DPS, so I would recommend raiding this as well, but just at a lower priority. So for mega raids, Mega Ampharos is a top 10 electric type raid attacker, so it could be worth raiding if you don't have anything better, but it isn't a high priority really. So what about the other events and raids that are going on in January? Are they worth playing? So if you want to know more about them, check out this video next.